What up, LA gang? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday morning. Today's topic is how do we make decisions together as a couple? How do we make decisions? How do you think we make decisions together?
We make decisions in, I don't know, I think it's somewhat like a structural way, or I try to think of the pros and cons before I make the decision, or honest moment, you make the decision.
She lying, so this is what happens.
A lot of times I'll lean on him to make the decision for big things because I'm really bad with that. I'll be honest, okay?
She'd be like, what you want to do? I'd be like, I don't know. And then I was like, what you want to do? I don't know. And then it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
20 minutes or
until
an hour.
We figure out, we finally decide what we want to do. No, for real. Like she was saying before, we do I think we sit down. We normally, if it's a big decision, that's going to affect the both of us, we normally sit down and we talk about it. Mm-hmm. We outweigh the pros and the cons of it. And if it seems stupid, then we won't do it. Mm-hmm. And that's as far as anything. That's going out with people, anything.
Yeah, traveling. But then there are some times where we do either one person feels strongly about something and the other person is just whatever, I don't care, whatever. Or sometimes we do get to the point where we do kind of butt heads a little bit, but not to the point where we're yelling at each other or we feel like each other doesn't listen to one another.
Yeah, because it's not that serious. If somebody don't want to do something, you don't want to do it. We just won't do it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, if it's something that, one of us strongly, we want to do it, we kind of lean to, just go ahead and doing it. Because, when you're in a relationship, you want to kind of, you guys are not going to, want to do the same thing all the time.
Fact. So
sometimes you have to fold, Sometimes you have to be well, if this is something that this person I'll just go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, what about, if one of us made a decision and talked about, if one of us made a decision without talking to one another.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's a big one. Yeah. For that, you have to really know and understand your partner and the person that you're with. You have to understand the way they think, how they problem solve, all of that. So if it ever came to a point where he's making a decision without me or I'm making a decision without him, 9 times out of 10, it's mostly a surprise for the other person because we're both really open books with each other. It's really easy to have the hard conversations. We just sit down, look, this is how I'm feeling, or this is the conversation we have to deal with, or whatever it may be. But for that, I don't think I've ever really made a decision without his input, or hey, what do you think of this, or what should I do? Because my brain is not comprehending this properly, or I honestly, I don't think I have made a decision without his input or...
I think the biggest thing is that, we don't make, major, purchases, type decisions without one another. Hey, if couples out there, you got the funds like that to make, decisions like that, cool. Whatever floats your boat. But for the most part, if it's something like a major purchase, something big that we're deciding to purchase together, we primarily talk to one another. We never make a big major purchase. I would never go and get a $20,000 loan and not tell her. That's ridiculous.
That would just be dumb.
Yeah. So we did something, and I want to talk about this experience only because, we don't. I want to talk about the experience. So there was a major purchase that we made, and it ended up being But you agreed. You did agree.
I agreed.
But she did it because it was something I was willing to do as well. But it ended up being a flop, and we're paying the price for it. It's okay,
Live and learn.
Live and learn. Hey, sometimes you make decisions where it ends up turning out to be a flop, and as a couple, you have to learn to either like just fold and just, hey, we're gonna take this L, we're gonna take one for the team, and just go ahead and, you know, pay it off. So long story short, I ended up having to hire a lawyer to get us out of it and everything, but it's okay. We're good. We're not losing any sleep over it.
Yeah.
It was a lesson learned, you know. But like I said, as a couple, at least try to like compromise and make the decision together, you know, with each other.
Be on the same page as best as you guys can.
Absolutely.
No, you don't have to communicate on like, you know what I mean? Like every 5 minutes or every 2 minutes, or, you know, like every decision has to go through one another. Like, no, if it's a simple, regular, everyday decision, you have your own brain. You can use, you know,
right.
Do that.
Do your thing.
But when it comes to stuff that'll affect both of us, or that will affect me and then might end up affecting the other person in the long run, then of course we have to talk about it.
Right.
But one thing I did notice about myself, I still feel weird about this. This might be really weird. So being married, I love being married. It would get to a point where I would like go buy things for myself or get money out or something, and I would feel bad. Even though it's a joint account with both of our money in it, I still wasn't used to that concept or that way of life. So whenever it could be something as simple as like a lotion or like a chapstick or gum or something, like anything other than like the groceries, like budget and all that stuff, like I would feel weird or bad. I'm like, oh, I feel bad. Should I be getting this? Like, yes, because it's your money too.
Absolutely. What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So,
making decisions as a couple doesn't need to be hard. It can be fun at times. You have to make it fun. You have to be able to take things not so seriously if it doesn't need to be taken that seriously.
Right.
If it's not like a life or death health decision type thing, have fun with it. Like, hey, what do you think we should do about this? Because this is what I think we should do. And then a lot of times my idea will be dumb or his idea will be dumb, and we have to tell each other like, yo, that's dumb.
That's dumb.
Like, take a step back, think about it logically, everything. Don't go off your emotion. Don't go off of the way this thing makes you feel, or, you know.
But don't just go by making big ass decisions, like, or big purchases, and not telling the other person what is going on, because that could severely hurt you in the long run. You know, you want to make your relationship work. You don't want to make it fall.
Yeah, especially if the big purchase was like maybe a surprise or a gift or like a trip. You'll be like, hey, I'm gonna do this thing. I don't really know how you would go about that, but you know, like, hey, I'm gonna make this purchase. We'll get into it another time.
Or you got a loan to like do like some type of contract. Oh, well, this is my business. Whoa, wait a minute. Did we discuss that this was gonna like? Whoa, pause on that. Like, not something major. You need to talk to the other person when you're making a major life-changing decision. That's honestly the bottom line. I'm glad we never like really actually been in that position to have to do anything like that. So
I'm happy we don't butt heads on stuff like that, or even like little stuff.
Yeah,
we really just kind of butt heads. Well, not really, but we're both picky eaters, okay? So half the time we're like, I'm hungry. Okay, well, I'm hungry. What do you want?
Want to eat?
I don't know.
And that'll go back and forth for like
an hour.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2 hours.
I don't know. Well, I pick this time. You make the decision. No, you make the decision. But so bottom line, sit down, talk about it, outweigh the pros and cons, and if it's a good decision, go ahead and go with it. If it's not, then don't. And if it's something that you all are taking a risk on, hey, if you're a risk taker, if both of you guys are a risk taker, or one of you are a risk taker, and you think it's going to work, I don't see a problem with taking a risk. If it doesn't work, be prepared to take that L in the end.
But
do not like cuss out the other partner because y'all made that decision together.
Yeah.
So
just take the L
just
together.
take the L
Be
together.
like, hey, at least you're not in this alone. I'm
exactly.
here.
Hey, things could always be worse, right?
Yeah.
You can have no job or anything. You can lose anything at the drop of the hat.
Exactly.
So again, couples, tell us what you think. Tell us how you guys come up with your decision-making concepts. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys later.
Thanks for tuning in, LA gang. We up in this thing.
Peace.
Bye.
Bark!